Yes, this is the Raw Truth with your host, Raw. It's been a while I've done a video, probably no one cares about that, but I'm here doing this one. And as usual, the Raw Truth, reading between the lines, and let's get into it. So, sometimes things happen on signs and people do not take it into consideration. And this was going to be a short video with a lot of rumblings on different things. And let me start with this clip to show what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And even though the mic, and the blood clot. Yo. Yeah. And even though the mic, and the blood clot.
Not sleeping.
Is an engineer.
God is not sleeping.
Is an engineer.
So those two video clips, yes, I heard the Jamaican, what they call it vernacular, that's heard around the world from the opposition leader Mark Golding. It let's say it's not that important to me. And I'm not here for the bad word video, but I'm going to comment on it a little bit. The BC which he said under the breath. No, the funny thing, this video is about signs and wonder. When you see certain signs, you got to listen. And yet still I wasn't going to comment about the bad word video, but something I literally just came to my mind making this video. So that bad word Mark Golding made, it's known that the government member Everett Warmington had intentionally used the F word on the political platform, saying vote for the effing bill. And the following day, or right thereafter, the General Secretary, Jensek, of the Opposition People National Party, Gaten Campbell, make a big furor about it. And about when the artists, the Jamaican reggae artists, dancer artists say this bad word or their laptop or their fine or whatever consequences they suffer when they do such, especially usually on stage. And Jensek, PNP Jensek, Gaten Campbell make a big issue about it, and they must go and find Warmington and arrest him. And there you go. A day or a couple of days after, the opposition leader, the King Loyal, Mr. Swampy, Master Lion King, Mark Golding, and I'm not calling him. These are what befitting of him. Opposition leader go ahead and make that BC word under his breath and the political platform, PNP political platform, and not a word from the General Secretary. Not a word from General Secretary Gaten Campbell about that incident. But what the video really was about signs I wonder with the mics going out. I'm following both platforms more and more as we're getting closer to the election. Because the election is here. It is no longer in the Prime Minister's hand. It's in the hand of technically the Constitution. The Prime Minister just got to play with the time. He has no time that he can just say get you, because it's due by the 3rd and the Constitution give it 3 more months. And anyone guess when you think election gonna call? I would suggest, if I was the Prime Minister, I would suggest to do it the day after JLP conference. I would have the conference probably a 1-day conference, probably a little earlier in the day, and to get the party in a frenzy and call the election the day right after the JLP conference, so that when everybody go home and excited and everything, and especially if it's a good performance, meaning the conference is well orchestrated, of the people, not the boring, it's boring delivery that the Prime Minister made sometimes. And listen, you can talk about the economy and how well it's doing. and how it's beneficial for the nation and all the goodies that you're doing. And you can make it more pulling in, more magnetism. You know, I did speech in college, and that's what it is. You have to do it the way where people are. You really get people engaged and interested, and I hope it gets to that level when he knows he's about to call it, and especially after he call it, when he fly the gate, and yeah, I was saying about the premise when you fly about making his delivery, and I really hope he does. I think for now, the prime minister is very. If I'm not contradicting myself, in some sense, he's very skillful of how he's going about his his whole package for this election campaign, and he wants people to listen of what's going on. And I will get into that in another video because there's few things I would like the Prime Minister to do. I don't want to stray away from the topic, which I usually do. Few things I want the Prime Minister to do when he's making his presentation is more to also let the people know what is expected. It's good that you could go into the campaign with all the achievement that the government has done. You know, we don't talk about like especially like Egg Bartlett so much more. We don't talk about Babsy Green just proposed building this. Man, I've been begging for a new national stadium. I dream of winning a lottery to build. I mean, yes, there's a lot of poor people in Jamaica. Yes, there's a lot of kids need education. But when I get big time lottery jackpot, especially in the US, you know, there's two things I say. And we forgot about national pride. That's why I get upset. Yes, I'm always rambling. And that's why I get upset when people talk about where the opposition member, we're going with park, we're going with those things. You have to round the country with everything. Because parks are important to go and have that outdoor experience. But anyway, national pride, environmental pride, national pride. That's the point I was trying to make when I bring up that. National pride in terms of a big, beautiful national stadium. There are some high schools. You're probably dragging as they say in America. There are some colleges. There are many colleges that have better stadium than we have in the national stadium. And okay, and go back to what I was just saying a while ago too. Is that the Prime Minister presentation? I'm going to get back to national pride. Sorry about doing a video like this. That let the people, yes, you can go on the accomplishment, but that's why it's good to write down your stuff so you don't be all over the place. You could go back to your accomplishment. You could also let the people know. The Prime Minister could actually go and run with the election, you know. And he has said it. But he wants to do his things in a frugal way where it doesn't mess with the continue paying down and the burden, the debt burden that the nation is carrying. And it ought to let the nation remind the nation of it all the time that he is doing things in a financial frugal that's the other word for frugal. In a way where we do not get carried away with our spending and increase the national debt. You have to go borrow money to build this and do that just to let the nation figure. Yes, it's good that we can get stuff. Politicians can do so, but if the debt over the nation, we're not going to be progress. And that's the why. And again, that's why a lot of things was done under the PNP administration because there was no money to do anything. There was no money to do anything from the national purse and from the local government, municipal government. The money was used for all the wrong thing. I mean, right now we have investigation in the Hanover PC, the Westmoreland PC, the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation, and there was one in the Manchester Corporation. I don't know why Mocha taking so long to get these things done. I mean some stuff which I was saying in our next video. But we need to see what's going on. The mismanagement in these municipal corporation, and it's not going for the purposes for which is intended for the benefit of the people. Pick up garbage and time clean the street, proper lighting and stuff like that. It's not being done because it's being used for something else. You wonder why the PNP feel better than expecting a local government election. Ding, 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 ding. Look at what happened in Kingston St. Andrew Corporation. Right? Now let's put that aside now. What I was saying with national pride. Yes, there's hospital need to fix. Yes, there's agriculture improvement. And don't get sidetracked when people pull these things, opposition pull these other things from over here and over there. You understand? Because everything cannot be done. But the nation is being rounded into a proper functioning, developing country. And national pride is part of the process. A big, beautiful stadium. We're in 2025. And Jamaica is lookable Talawa. If a egg win at the red, we're in so many local sports. We're in everything, making our marking everything. We need to have a stadium that represents our national pride, that we're a developing nation, and that when we're hosting events, we can host events big and broad. And if Jamaica continue on this economical trend and developing trend that they're doing, which I think it will, as long as we have as long as the Dr. Honorable Andrew Owens is Prime Minister. And I hope anyway, I was saying that I hope he stepped down after he win this election, but for another day. Because I always think in politics, young and fresh mind is always good. But anyway, if Jamaica continue on this development as we are doing now, we will able to when there are events at the stadium, the new stadium that proposing probably will be able to have capacity to host some of the events that is booked for the new national stadium that the Honourable Lady Minister of Sports, Babsy Grange, has just proposed to be built starting, I think, 2026. Because remember, it's going to be packed by Jamaicans, and you look at Buju Banton Langwater Freedom Concern, you look at Vibes Cartel, whatever freedom concert it is, and you have Jamaicans that came from international country, you have kids of Jamaican that came from international country, and you have fans of Vibes Cartel that comes from international country that came to the concert. Same as Buju Banton. So we need a proper stadium that can really hold the Jamaican. They say there are more Jamaican living out of Jamaica than in Jamaica. And a big a modern bigger stadium, national pride. And same thing with the railway corporation. That's the other thing that I wish that we could get going. And I myself, I'm going to start campaign first to get the stadium running, see if we could get some funds going from international ally agency partners. If we could get the stadium going, because the stadium is not only not only the Jamaica Railway Corporation is national pride, it's also black pride. We are the first to have a railway station in this part of the hemisphere, the first. So it needs to come back again, and it's not necessarily have to be modernized, which I wish it would, but we just need to make sure that modernized in terms of technology, not so much the coach, the physical training themselves. Modernized in terms of technology and modernized in terms of the tracks and how it function. And build back we have to build back every single track, but at least build back the main track. You understand? It's another way for transportation, and it's another way that can probably ease traffic and road traffic when you have the alternative for the train. And a side note, which has nothing to really do with national pride, even the port too, the sea. I have ideas that could get our ferry system up and running, and not just a port ride to Kingston Road, and not just to transport people. You can transport cargo, you can transport cars, This fight going on with Portmore, and I give my ideas away, it's fine. This fight going on with Portmore, being developed more and more and more and more. You could get barge that pull up, over there, and can float in bars, probably multi-levels. Look at those big cruise ships that we have. Multi-levels that could probably, take minutes to we got to, of course, we got to create a parking lot system, like just minutes to lower on a barge with cars and transport it from the Portmore area to probably some part in the Kingston waterfront. Something can be built, As I said, if we're going to be a developing nation, these are things can happen. But the national stadium and the railway is very important. Now let's put that aside now and get back to where this video started, about signs and wonder. And signs and wonder, yeah. As I mentioned about Jen Sekarega about with a bad word. And I heard with the second video with Peter Bunting, I heard that he has called on the name of God and then the video went. And it's funny thing too, another idea came in my head. The two individuals that this happened to, the two individuals, my head swells saying this. Because I was watching a video a while ago when this female and this guy was going at it. And I talk about the Patterson administration of the 90. And because of JLP disunity, that the PNP was able to win consecutive election, with the Gang of Five, the Bruce Golding NDM speak. I think prior to that was the Western 11. And instead of being responsible leaders, they just went scandal after scandal, serious mismanagement. The country went to his knee, and while the country was buckled at his knee, Mark Golding, Peter Bunting, they found DBG, Deborah Bunting and Golding, and they set up some shop to benefit from those who suffer the worst, the fate of the financial crisis of the 90s that farm FinSac. And I keep on saying in my video, we're going to reward Peter Bunting and Mark Golding for when they take from us the business class and the working class that was fighting to bring this country and create jobs and everything. And those are the people you're going to reward. And that's what the video was going to be. And it's a sign for you for just not to listen to anything you have to say. They have nothing. I will repeat the same thing. Mark Golding, as opposition leader in an election year, came to do his budget with no figures, no plan, and only his question when you say, where is the budget? And the googly lady, the new finance minister, Favor William, were able to blank him and show him that whatever he planned to do, it was going to create a FinSac 2.0. The other girl, I was watching a video with the Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Andrew Onis, when he said, responsible government. Because you want to talk about give people money for house and this house, and you're going to dump up swamp. What is wrong with these people? As Karen Cross would say. What is wrong with these people? You're fighting a school bus, which I want to do a video on, and you want to dump up swampland to build house farm, and I have a little knowledge of real estate. And the Honorable Distinguished Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Onis, has said, responsible government. You're giving people all this money for houses when there's no house on the market. It's going to create a buyer's market, seller's market. I know about real estate, right? And it's going to increase the price of the house because of limited product, which is housing. When it's limited and there's more demand, it's going to be more money, more expensive. It has to be thoroughly thought about. You got to, and again, people, whatever is promising from the opposition PNP, it can be done by the JLP, but the JLP know that they have to be fiscally responsible. That's where two words for frugal. Fiscally responsible. The JP can go and run with it and shut out the PNP totally this election. But we do not want to add a Gaycan crisis on our head. What the JLP is doing, and like I said, JLP, the Prime Minister already and the governing JLP are already taking care of Jamaica in terms of running the country into shape as our country is supposed to function. Crime, debt, hospital, road, water, everything. That's what take care of Jamaica. Labor. When they keep on increasing the threshold of where you pay less tax and increasing the minimum wage, they're creating the working class to have more liquid asset, more money in their hand, where they can better take care of the family, and when you have more money in your hand, you spend more, and the government will be able to get more from the taxes, the taxes that's already there without have to add any new taxes, because new taxes is to get more in the government coffer to take care of what the government have to take care of, at least the basic need. But when the populace is spending more, the government will get more taxes from that, and that's why they go have to. That's one of the reasons they do have to increase taxes. So now when I say we take care of Jamaica already, we take care of labor. So this term gonna be party, and not party to go run with it and spend. Party where people gonna live with their mind more at ease because they can feel more safer. They can finally say Jamaica that they believe in, and Jamaica that have a bright future, and a Jamaica that P probably for protection instead of party. You're gonna protect Jamaica as becoming a first world country. Now, before I close this video, I was expecting it to be 8 minutes or so. On my job, I found this book. Now, because the way you're looking at it, it should read trauma and recovery, because you're looking at it back to front, right? And I thought it was a book on legal matter, but it's a political book, the aftermath of violence from domestic abuse to political terror. And like I said, when I picked up the book, I thought it was a book on legal matters, including trauma and recovery. But believe me, when I opened this book, when I realized what the book's about, it's about something political. I went to the contents, and you see, say chapter 4, captivity. I know what I was looking for, because I feel Jamaica was Stockholm syndrome, a house slave mentality, running around Mark Golding. And someone had already ticked. It wasn't me. I could show you. Somebody already made 2 ticks. So I just go straight to the 2 ticks on page 75. And it said, the trouble with each man was precisely that so many were like him, and that many were neither perverted nor sadistic. They were, and still are, terrible and terrifying normal. From the viewpoint of our legal institution and our moral standards of judgment, this normality was much more terrifying than all the atrocities put together. Authoritarian leaders, right? Strongman. Secretive, sometimes grandiose, and even paranoid. The perpetrator is nevertheless exquisitely sensitive to the reality of power and to social norms. Only really does he get into difficulties with the law. Rather, he seeks a situation where it's tyrannically, that's the word I was trying to pronounce, the synonyms to that. He seeks a situation where his tyrannical behavior will be tolerated, condoned, or admired. And let me go back to where I started this, because I started it a couple lines down. This is where it should start. The legal scholar Anna Arenge created a scandal when she reported that Adolf Eichmann, a man who committed this is bad. It's like I can't read. Unfathomable crimes against humanity has been certified by half a dozen psychiatrists as normal. Damn, I can't believe my reading. Make it sound like I cannot read. Unfathomable. Or whatever. What I'm going to close this video with from reading that book, from reading it, I'm not going to read it again to take up your time, is that I'm begging Jamaica, please do not normalize Mark Golding behavior. Please do not normalize this behavior as normal. Do not put Mark Golding in Jamaica house. And again, like my previous video say, do not put him on the government side, walking up Duke Street in George William Garden House, Parliament. Do not. I do have to go back over the video with Big Stone with the chain around his neck. And this other video I was trying to find also to Google before this video. And I'm going to say it right here. When you use the Sam Cooke change gonna come, in the background, it's somebody give a different rendition to the song while he was making speech, going on and on what he wants to do for Jamaica. And I'm wondering, this man is not normal. This man is not normal. You have a history, as Warmington in detail stated, where your great grandmother or your foreparents were big slave masters in Jamaica. Then you come and you further help put the country to its knee. You're in the parliament illegally and you're doing a video after going to Trenchtown. I don't know if it was Trenchtown, putting chain around big stone neck, say you have the key as a white man, and then you're gonna do a video with change gonna come, playing in the background. Jamaicans, I'm begging. For Jamaica, a country that do not play, that has been fighting for freedom and for everything. This man, what is this man's legacy? He has been in government before. What is his plan? Don't do this, Jamaica. As they say in Africa, I beg, don't do this. And I'm going to close this video. Let us rise. And let us rise against those who think that's what they're doing because they're going to benefit them financially somehow. For those on the sideline, get up. When the Prime Minister called again, get up and make sure that some people don't vote for you. Make sure that some individuals don't vote for you. And make sure that some people are not in Parliament. Because they have a functioning government that's doing what they're supposed to do. It's not perfect and probably doing more, but the government is doing a hell of a job. Mark Golding, I do not mind a PNP government. I do not mind Mark Golding is not the person to lead a PNP or rise as PNP. And Mark Golding certainly is not the person to work in Jamaica as Prime Minister. He brings nothing to the table. He has no legacy. He has nothing to show what he has done, and he has no plan for Jamaica. All right? So, I leave with this, our pledge.